Hello, everyone. It's a pleasure to be with you. So we are going to share with you what the specializing master in service design is. First of all, we introduce ourselves. I'm Beatrice Villari. Nice to meet you. I'm here with Brian Sabin.
Hello, nice to meet you.
And I'm the co-director of the master together with Stefano Maffei. So what about the specializing master in service design? It is a program that lasts 1 year, and we will have a journey taught in English, and we have the opportunity to deal with the service design discipline, and I'm going to share with you some info about the discipline. And during the workshop, during the master, we will have the opportunity to approach different topics about service design and acquiring, of course, competencies. We will start in January. We have 35 seats available, and we will be together here in Milan. And at the end of the journey, you will earn 60 credits and ECTS. So what about specifically the practice in service design? Professionals, practitioners now work worldwide in different companies and organizations, in public sector and private sector. And the service design discipline is very important part of our change in society. So services are around us. If you think about banks, if you think about mobility, insurance, healthcare. So we live in a service society. So companies, organizations, but public services, public sector as well, are embedding service design as a competence. So what we are going to do together is about exploring and acquiring precise skills on designing services. So you will have the opportunity to improve your skills, your capacity to deal with journeys, to deal with complexity, to deal with systems, to deal with also future approach and future scenarios. But you have also the opportunity to reinforce your background that you have in your discipline. The specializing master in service design is dedicated not only to designers. So we have also class that involve other disciplines, because service design is a multidisciplinary approach. So you have the opportunity to dig into the design issues, but you have also the opportunity to reinforce your background. And what we will do together is about exploring the theoretical approach about service design. So you will have the opportunity to really understand what service design is, what are the core competencies that you need to approach difficult challenges in the organization and the public services, but also you will have the opportunity to dig into the specific processes and the specific details in designing services, such touch points, such interactions, human interactions, interaction with technology, interaction with AI. So you will have the opportunity to explore different perspectives on how to design services in and for the society. So this is important for us because, again, service designers now are important in companies and important in public organizations, because they have the opportunity to really innovate, to really change also the practices, but also the processes that are in the organization. In detail about the master. As I told you, the master is lasts 1 year, so 12 months. It's an English-based program, and we offer the qualification of first level specializing master in service design. So in the end, you will be service designers.
Thank you. All right, so welcome also from my side. I will try to give you an idea on how the master works, so how it's structured along the journey that lasts, as Professor Villari anticipated, 1 year. So you will start in January. So we're talking about the 14th edition will start January 2027, and you will finish in February 2028. So let's deep dive into this journey. The first 6 months, around from end of January to the mid of July, you will be in class. You will be here in POLI.design in Milano, which is the well-known design capital, at least in Europe. And you will be here for 6 months in class. Within class activity, most of the classes are held in presence. Some others will be online, some others will be on a field visit. So we will have the opportunity, you will have the opportunity to visit specific places in which design exists outside the university, let's say. So the master structure start with the design learning and the skill building. So you will have a didactic based on modules, one after the other one, in a fast-paced and learning by doing approach. That means that every week you will change the teachers that comes from Polimi or outside the university as practitioners, and you will be challenged with the new stimuli, new topics, and new design brief every week. So that's why we call it fast-paced as an approach. You will have the chance to build your hard skills and design learning, but also you will develop, and we will see in details all the modules, you will also have the chance to develop soft skills, which are increasingly becoming fundamental skills in the job market in general. We are now in July 2027. And the classes will end, so you will no longer be in class and you will have finished your didactic activities at the master. And you're ready to start the field experience. What we call the field experience actually is a set of possibilities, as you can see from the slide. You can select actually from between internship, between professionalizing project and an aching activity. Let me try to explain it better. The internship is the well-known curricular internship. That means that your training will follow up in the companies, organizations, and agencies that will host you as a trainee. And you will have to accomplish at least 475 hours of curricular internship inside a specific companies. Internship opportunities are shared by POLI.design, Politecnico di Milano, but also proposed by the students themselves that find a specific position in which they would love to have continued their professionalizing path. This is one option. Another option is what we call the professionalizing project. Actually, it's really close to a thesis. So that means the student will work on an autonomous project on a topic to be identified and negotiated with the master board to strategically identify a topic to develop and to present at the graduation day. This usually happens for students that want to deep dive on a specific topic that they love and want to present on a future job opportunities, for example. The third and last option that you have to accomplish the field experience is to do an aching activity. Aching activity means whatever can be related to a curricular internship, but bureaucratically talking is not an internship. And as you can imagine, the job contract is the first choice. So students in the right condition can get a job contract, a real job contract, and get it recognized as a field experience. This is because at the master every year we have students that are junior or fresh after the bachelor, but we do also host students that are mid to senior profiles that somehow already did their internship in whatever position before the master and want to follow up on design roles after that. Within this 6 months of field experience, you will also have to design a graduation project that you will present at the end of your path in February. The graduation project will depend on the option that you have choose for the field experience. Lastly, but not for importance, for the didactic activities, as I anticipated, you will be here in Milano, in the design campus of Politecnico di Milano. For the field experience, you can select to go wherever you want. That means that you can stay in Milano or in Italy. You can stay in Europe in general, and we do also have opportunities every year in European countries, but you can also, for example, come back to your own country to start your own business and to do the internship, whatever. So this was about the structure. About the content that we do offer to train a service designer and more, we can cluster all the modules into these, as you can see, are 6 different clusters. I will try to give you a brief idea of what are the teaching content of them. The service design basics and tools, as you can imagine, is about foundational skills, the hard skills in service design. That means that you will take the design thinking approach applied to services and user experience, unpacked into the different modules that start from the knowledge and fundamental of service design. You will learn how to use and manage all the tools that are customer journey, personas, user research that you know. Then we have the research-based modules, which are secondary research, desk, database research, and primary research, which is the user research, the design ethnography applied to the service approach. And then you will learn how to generate concept and service ideas and how to make them tangible and visible, that is, prototyping. These are the basics and tools about service design program. Then we have the cluster of business, in which you will learn how to innovate throughout the service design approach and how to make a service, a business model out of a service idea. That means how to make it feasible and viable in terms of business. Then you have the human-centered innovation approaches, which are all the service design related methodologies concerning mostly co-design and co-creation and facilitation, and also service design for the public sector and the social innovation, which is another cluster in which the service design capabilities are highly required into the job market. Then we will take a look at the systemic and the future approach concerning all the disciplines like service evaluation, systemic design and system thinking, future studies or well-known speculative design approach, and design for the circularity and sustainability. These are all frontier topics within the design field tackled throughout a service design approach here at the Master. As you can see, there are some soft skill based modules like communication, storytelling, CV writing, portfolio design, and team building and group dynamics, which are, as I anticipated, fundamental learning part of the master. Consider that in all of these modules, you will work in a team, and the teams will be composed by different participants, by different backgrounds, by different culture and approaches, so it becomes highly relevant to learn how to work in group, how to communicate properly, and how to behave in complex and diverse environments. We have a cluster about emerging technologies and digital services. You may have learned in your life about interaction design and UX design, which is the digital aspect and development of service. We do also have, since a few years, incorporated a lab about generative AI. Generative and actually agentic AI. So it's a core and hot topic nowadays. It's sometimes more a buzzword instead of a topic. In the master, we try to give it structure in a Politecnico way. So we try to face generative AI within the service design approach to enhance the role of the designers. And ultimately, you will have to deal with companies. This because will happen in your working life after the master. So we try to anticipate this bridge between being a student and being a practitioner, creating the right environment for you to work for a company in a sandbox mobility, let's say, in a protected environment in which you can fail and learn better than before. We call it workshops, and are the occasion in which the class meets the practitioner and the client, the so-called client. As you can see, we have different examples of past collaboration like General Italia, IBM Milano, Blue Digit by Italgas, Sky, public services like Regione Lombardia, or public entities like Regione Lombardia, and no-profit organizations like Luca Comics and Games. These are just examples to give you idea about the wide variety of partners and collaborators that we are able to bring in class at the master every year, to let our student tinker and practice with a real service design brief and confronting and presenting it to a real client before the actual job experience. As a professional outcomes, we start talking about outcomes instead of job titles, because these are possibilities. So we do know that our alumni, so ex and former students of the master, do work as specialized consultant in design agencies or big consultancies in which they have design units. Then we have consultant or employee in the public sector organization. The example of Regione Lombardia is not a case, is that because, especially in the Northern Europe, but also in other parts of the world, public sector is highly hiring service design capabilities, consultant or employee of private sector organization, or freelancer and self-employed professionals, so the freelancer designers. More in detail, this is a short list of job titles that usually represent the service design capabilities. So if you try to look at the most required job titles right now, you don't even not only find service designer, but you can see the wide range of possibilities in terms of career after the master. We can touch digital approaches like UX and UI designer or interaction designer, passing throughout the business consultancies that they usually call business designer, transformation designer, or CX designer, or the most common design strategies, service designer. So these are examples of possible job titles that usually do hire service design capabilities. If you're interested into deep dive more, so I will stop here to not bother you so much about it, but please download this report that we did a few years ago, in which we had an occupational inquiry, deep diving into all job possibilities, talking also about in terms of industries in which the service design capabilities are now hired. Finally, to take part, if you are interested into taking part into this journey and the service design master, please, we do have some formal requirement for you. So I will try to read this. We have to start your enrollment, and in order to start your enrollment, we need you to complete the application throughout both the online channel of Politecnico di Milano and of POLI.design. The requirement, as we anticipated, is a first level master. This means that you have to have at least a bachelor, but it's not important that is in design. If you download the report, you will see that design is around the half of the background of the participants that we do also usually have every year. We range from business and management, from IT and engineering, some social psychology, many different backgrounds. Within the design field, we do have a lot of students from industrial and product design, from UX and interaction design, interior and spatial design, and also visual and communication design. If you don't have a portfolio, so if you're not a designer, don't worry, you can re-upload your CV, because you will have the chance to interview with us, to be interviewed with us, so we can evaluate your profile based on the skills that you have and the attitude that you deem share. If you want to meet us in the next few days, we have a QR code to be scanned and to book your call for the next, for this and the next week.
Thank you for the presentation. I would like to add some more information about the two main steps to follow. As you can see, there is the first step, which is the selection step, which must be completed within, no later than 60 days before the starting date of the course. And then the enrollment step to be completed within 45 days. Please note that applications are processed in a chronological order, so hurry up, don't wait for the last minute. Additionally, by uploading your documents, you will be already eligible to attend the next round of interviews, scheduled for the 18th of March 2026 from 2 p.m. and on the 19th of March 2026 from 9:30 p.m. You can find the course fee listed on this slide along with our promotional policy designed specifically for this program, which is an initiative to support the design potential of those who can choose POLI.design. In particular, we would like to highlight the early bird promo with variable discounts until all places are filled, and also the back to school promo. Let's now move to the Q&A session. I will read some questions that we have in the chat. So the first question for you is, which type of projects are developed during the program with the companies? Can I have some examples?
Go.
You go?
I go. Thanks for this interaction. We have, as Brian was mentioning, we have the possibility to explore different kind of projects. Okay, depends on also the companies or the organization to work with. During the workshops, you will be asked to answer to specific brief. Okay, so for example, the brief can be around changing the customer experience of organization, for example, of an insurance company, in which you are asked to identify what kind of interaction users do with the organization. So you will be asked, for example, to think about new concepts or new scenarios in which users can better have an interaction with the insurance company, for example. Other possibilities are about to create scenarios. We had also the opportunity to work, for example, with Blue Digit, in which the students were asked to imagine new kind of future inside the organization for the employees, for example. So to work around the employee experience, so how the company could create new services inside the company for the employees to propose and support innovation inside the organizations. We had the opportunity to work with social issues. So, for example, to work with organizations that are in the territories, in the neighborhood, and work with the citizens and society. So also to better understand what kind of services should create value, not only for the citizens, but for the territory as the city. So we have the opportunity to explore different topics, and the brief and the kind of project you work with can be applied at micro scale, so microservices, micro solutions that solve a specific problems, or you can be asked to work with large and long-term perspective, in which you will be asked to challenge also the status quo, or to challenge the practices that companies or organizations are doing right now to imagine new behaviors. So we work also on behavioral change, on transitions, on transformation issues. We have a lot of possibilities in this sense. Would you like to add something?
No, just that these occasions of the workshops are also a moment in which companies look at the class, and it's not uncommon that they acquire some capabilities throughout internship. So what happens that the companies have the chance to see directly the students working, and then eventually taking them as internship, and then to translating it to job opportunities.
Thank you. Another question for you. Which are the skills an applicant should have to be admitted?
I go?
Please.
In terms of hard skills, as we anticipated, it's not important to have, it's not fundamental to have a design background, because what we look for the applicants is usually based on soft skills. So we are looking for candidates that are proactive, and open to collaborate with diversity and plurality, and that are core views. These are the basic soft skills, and in terms of capabilities, don't worry, because the design field in general seem to be complex to be approached, but actually throughout a module-based learning, throughout a practical and learning by doing approach, you will start building. We are now in March, and we are looking at the current class in this moment is start to build a common ground around design, proficiency and literacy. So after a couple of months into the master, everybody is on the same page, is on the same level of service design capabilities.
Thanks. And talking about internships, what type of internships will the students do in companies or in studios? And are they in Italy or also abroad?
Please.
I'll go. Is it legal if I go back in the slides?
I
Can
think
I go?
so.
So in terms of titles, again, this is an example, a short list, depending also on the specific student desires and preferences. You can find different position. In terms of geographies, as anticipated, it's not mandatory to stay in Milan. It's up to you. Every year we have students that decide to stay in Milan. Some of them because of they just found an opportunity super interesting in Milan. Some others because, for example, they want to stay in Italy longer, so they decide to apply to many different possibilities and opportunities and stay here. Some others go in other countries of Europe. This is traditional from a student coming from outside Europe, for example. So they come in Europe, they stay 6 months in Italy, in Milano, then do 6 months, I don't know, in Spain or in Germany or in France sometimes. Concerning the timing, you can start your internship basically wherever you want. Just consider that you have to finish, if you want to go with an internship, you have to finish before the final exam in February. So there is a timing, which is 3 month full-time commitment of internship that you have to respect in order to get the credits for the graduation.
Thank you so much. We don't have other questions in the chat. So thank you for being here today.
It's a pleasure.
For the presentation. Thank you to all the participants, and see you in the next presentation. Bye.
Bye, ciao.
Bye-bye.
See you.